that there has been a lot of concern about the felling of trees along the Shillong and Dauki National Highway at Upper Shillong. And so I have a few facts about this whole matter so that it will help in clarifying the doubts which are there and a little bit of the misinformation also. So I'll just give a brief background first. As we all know, the Public Works Department, the PWD, had proposed the realignment and widening of the Shillong-Dauki National Highway at Upper Shillong through the Upper Shillong Protected Forest. The total affected forest area for diversion under the Forest Conservation Act of 1980 under section 1980 was 16.107 hectares. This is inclusive of 15.296 hectares within the protected forest and 0.811 hectares deemed forest land outside the protected forest. In principle, approval for diversion of the 16.107 hectares was granted by the Regional Office, Shillong, of the Ministry of Environment and Forest and Climate Change, Government of India, on the 6th of March 2021, along with conditions for compliance to be fulfilled by the user agency, that is the NHIDCL. The Ministry of Environment and Forest and Climate Change had accorded final approval via its letter number 3 MGC hyphen 113/2019 hyphen SHI /326 hyphen 327 dated 30th of April 2021. The due procedure was followed for the diversion of the forest land and felling of trees from the forest and non-forest areas for the purpose of the aforesaid road project. This is the background. The present instance of tree felling in Upper Shillong has been on social media, and for this also I would like to just dwell upon this subject. Being a major road project for which 16.107 hectares of forest land is affected, felling of trees is unavoidable. However, care has been taken to ensure that only those standing trees which are considered absolutely necessary are permitted to be felled. The aged Cryptomeria japonica heritage trees along the roadside from Upper Shillong to Banium, adjacent to the Eastern Air Command headquarters, have been shielded except for 8, I repeat 8 trees, including 2 diseased standing trees whose felling was absolutely necessary in view of a curve and narrow space for the proposed highway. To safeguard the heritage trees, NHDCIL reduced the right of way from standard 45 to 60 meters for 4-laning to a bare minimum of 24 meters with the utility provisions like water pipes, water pipelines, electricity poles, etc. To reduce right of way, the standard median of 2.5 meters has been reduced to a bare minimum of 0.6 meters. And in order to compensate for the loss, compensatory afforestation would be undertaken in an equivalent non-forest area provided by NHIDCL at Nong Umyang, West Khasi Hills, in accordance with the provisions of the Forest Conservation Act 1980. It may also be mentioned that for every single tree felled for any purpose outside the forest land, 10 number of trees shall have to be planted as a compensation in order to ensure that the environment is protected. Felling of trees has been carried out only on one side of the existing avenue plantations adjacent to the helipad, which was totally unavoidable even with the reduced ROW, that's the right of way. So, if there are any questions, please feel free to ask. To Banyung, Bamyung, right? Banyung, yeah. So I don't have the exact number of trees will be felled, but these are not these heritage trees that we are talking about, and those are trees nonetheless. And for us, even one tree is very valuable, uh, which is why we are going to have compensatory afforestation in the forest reserve. um, but I don't have the exact number of trees, but I think that the main concern of the citizens who have raised this matter are regarding those very old Cryptomeria japonica trees, which I think is for lack of information, that people think that the entire row is going to be cut. That is not true. Only 8 of those trees, because it's unavoidable, we'll have to cut them down. But only 8 of those trees are being cut. And as I said, the compensatory afforestation will be taking place, so that we will, in an equivalent non-forest area at Nong Umyang in West Khasi Hills. The I think what's happening here is that I don't want to comment on anything on that matter. I just want to lay the basic facts before you, so that that lack of clarity can be put aside, and people are made aware that made aware that it's not the entire row. The main concern, people have reached out to me also, and I've told them that, see, as many people as I've been able to tell, I've told them that this is not the entire road. This is, for me also, it's a heritage. I mean, when you see, pictures, postcards of Shillong, you always have this iconic, row of trees that is there. And for us to lose that is losing a part of our old Shillong heritage. So I'm also very concerned about this, and rightly so. The forest department has ensured that, and with ROW issue, we have reduced it, as I said, from 35 to 24 meters. So those steps have been taken so that we can mitigate the amount of number of trees that we would have to cut. So those have been put in so that we are protecting that iconic tree line. And many people have felt that because these 8 trees were being cut down, maybe they may have felt that the whole row of these Cryptomeria japonica trees are going to be cut down. So that is well, ill-informed, or rather I should say the misconception that people have had, that we will be cutting down all those trees. So that's not true. So this is something I want to allay the fears of people, that we will be we will still be retaining those iconic line of trees, but the development work has to go on, and we have to widen that road, and that permission has already been given by the MOEF, and we have reduced the ROW so that the damage is the least, is minimized. I mean, 1:1 in according to the Forest Conservation Act in a forest area. So those who are falling in the forest area, so 1 tree cut from forest area means 1 tree there. For non-forest area, 1 tree cut means you have to compensate with 10 trees.
Budget, Shillong is a hill station. When you cut trees,
To be done in a specified area, you know. So a compensatory afforestation has to be in a degraded forest area, or certain areas which are designated under the Forest Conservation Act. So it has to be according to that. Now we can't just plant have a afforestation in any area that we would like. It has to be as per the act.